Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to talk briefly about the nature of Allah, and I may give this lecture in two parts. So today I'm going to start off with some Quranic verses and discuss what a creator is to us. I'll start off with the dua. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-rahmanir rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Ameen. Ashhadu la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan rasulullah. So I'll start off with Surah Ikhlas, and this is a verse in the Quran that talks about the nature of Allah and what He is to us. So this goes like this: Say, He, Allah, is one. Allah is He on whom all depend. He begets not, nor is He begotten, and none is like Him. So you see, there's nobody like our Creator. People in Christianity and other religions say that man is incarnate on earth and they are gods and they are like him or of the same substance as him, but he is the creator of the heavens and the earth, and he is above the heavens on his throne. And the depiction of heaven is clear in the hadith that there's 7 heavens, and the lowest heaven is the one that is adorned with stars, and that's what the Quran says. So you can see the vastness of the universe, billions of light years of travel in it, and still it is nothing compared to the size of the second heaven. The second heaven is like a grain of sand to the third heaven, and the first heaven is like a grain of sand to the second heaven. And so it is that it is a dimension in which the stars reside, which is the universe, and we can travel forth in it, and it is unending, this dimension. And we can warp into the second heaven when we're in spirit form or in the next life, but in this life we can only know the material heaven, which is the universe. And for all its vastness, there is nothing compared to the size of Allah the Great. Allah, to Him, it is like a speck or a fragment. And the second heaven is immeasurably more vast, and the third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh heaven is immensely larger as well. And the sixth heaven is like a grain of sand compared to the seventh heaven. And the throne is there above the 7 heavens, and it is vast more than that. And God has no length or breadth. He is infinite, He is everywhere. And it is out of His Spirit that He creates us. And He has a soul as well, and He has kept that away from us. And He is holy and perfect in the soul and as well as in the spirit, but He has created from the spirit mankind and animal kind and the universe. And His creation is like that of energy matter. From energy matter, He has created matter. And we don't understand exactly the true nature of the Spirit of God, but it is in a form of energy. And it is from that energy He created matter. And we know mass and energy are interconvertible from the formula E is equal to mc squared, which is not actually accurate, but the concept is there, that matter and energy are interconvertible. And from energy He created matter. So you can imagine the vast depths of the universe. And from that depth He has created, it has been created from energy from Himself. And His energy is unending. There's no limit to Allah. He's infinite, and He was always there. And He was alone before, and He always existed, just like time always existed. And He wished to be known. And he knew he would create mankind one day and other matter and so forth. He knew that he would have companionship one day, but he was satisfied in himself. And the first person that he created was Muhammad, and the first thing that he created was a pen. And with the pen, he wrote down the decree of mankind and all matters until the day of judgment. And so that we have this concept in Islam of qadr, that our predestination, that we are, whatever happens to us is predestined to us. And our life and our living and our death is all predestined for us. So there is some peace in this matter that whatever befalls, that it was written for us. And this is the concept that Muslims have, that they submit their will to the will of God. And when some tragedy occurs, they know it was written for them. And death is also written for mankind. God is not going to be outdone of death in us, because he's going to create us new in a new body, and a body that can travel the universe in our thoughts to us. We will think of it and we will be in another galaxy or another part of the universe by a thought travel on us. So that is a new entity that he will create from us. And we don't know exactly what our body shape is going to be, but we will have a physical body too. But God is in spirit. He is separate from physical habitus, but he knows our inner thoughts. He knows our secrets. He knows what we manifest. And he knows what is even more hidden, what is in our subconscious as well. So just like Surah Ikhlas says that there is no one like him, there's another verse in Surah Shura, or chapter 42, that talks about it as well. And this is verse 11. The originator of the heavens and the earth, he has made for you pairs from among yourself and pairs of cattle too, multiplying you thereby. Nothing is like him, and he is the hearing, the seeing. So nothing is like him. So you see, this is our creator, that there's no one like him. Jesus in his spirit was not like him, and Muhammad was not like him. And when he came to earth, when we are born in earth, we're not like him. We're earthly material. Our molecules are from the earth. And we have to understand that these things are just conjectures and fables that people make up about Jesus and Krishna and Buddha and so forth, that they are God or godlike in their nature. There's no one but the Creator who is God. And if there had been more than one God, there would have been incongruity in the heavens. And we know there's unity in the heavens. Everything is perfect. Everything is in balance and in harmony. And so it is with our DNA as well. We are created in perfection in our DNA too. And when there's any imperfection in it, it is because of sins in us that cause abnormalities in the DNA and breaks in the chromosomes and so forth. And that's why genetic abnormalities result. But by and large, humanity and animal kind and plant kind are created perfect in the DNA. And there is only one author of the DNA. How could there be more than one author? For one thing, God doesn't need any author with him. He is sufficient for it. And we are just observers of his miracle on us, how he created us from our DNA in us. And we are complete in it. All our body reactions, chemical reactions, our liver, our kidney, our heart, our brain are in symbiosis with each other. And we live in harmony. The billions of chemical reactions that occur in our body are perfect for us. So say there is one author, one creator of it, and there is just conjecture that you have that somebody else is an author with him, like Jesus, like some people say in the Christian world, that Jesus is the co-originator with him. So these are just fables. The Quran is clear, the message of the Quran is clear that there's no God but Allah. and He alone is the creator. And the created beings do not create anything. That's what the Quran says to us. So, the beauty of Allah is immense. And Allah in the Quran talks about Himself and His beautiful names that He has explained to Himself to us. And in Surah 59, I'll go through these verses of some of His names. Verse 22 onwards, He is Allah besides whom there is no God, the knower of the unseen and the seen. He is the beneficent, the merciful. He is Allah besides whom there is no God, the King, the Holy, the Author of peace, the Granter of security, the Guardian over all, the Mighty, the Supreme, the Possessor of greatness. Glory be to Allah from that which they set up with Him. He is Allah, the Creator, the Maker, the Fashioner. These are the most beautiful names. Whatever is in the heavens and the earth declares His glory. And He is the Mighty, the Wise. So you see, these are the names of Allah. And don't think that God is vain. He is not vain. Prophet Muhammad said that everybody is vain. Everything is has vanity in it except God. God is perfect. He is Qudus. He is the Holy. And He is humble. If we think we are humble, or Muhammad was humble, or I say that I try to be humble, then just remember that God is more perfect than any human being, and He is better than any of us, and He is more humble than us. And He is telling the truth in us. He is not being vain or pride with Him in this matter. He's telling the truth to us, and He's explaining Himself to us in this book to us, that He has the most beautiful names. And we have to recognize Him as that. And once we recognize Him, when we get to heaven, He'll be in loving embrace with us, and there will be no need for Him to be Qahar or all-powerful over us. Qahar is someone who subdues others, and He is absolute as well. And in this world structure, He is Qahar, or He is the subduer of all. But when we are in heaven, there will be no need to subdue us. There will be no evil in us to subdue. We will be good people, loving, with no evil, and only beauty and love will be with us, and He will be loving with us as well. And we will travel with Him in the universe with His thoughts coming to us and His teach coming to us. For all eternity, we will be one with Him, and we will be with our companion too, and other people too, where we will make some talk, and in heaven we will have meeting with them. So this is the perfect heaven that is going to be for us. Just wait for it, says Allah to us. Allah knows that we have to be tried before, and we have to show our worth. Who is the best person amongst us, and who will have the best heaven with him or her? And that is why we are put on the world, to show what our worth is. If our worth is anything good, then we will enter paradise. And if we are evil in the world, then we will go to hell. And everybody's heaven is commensurate upon his deeds. And Muhammad had the best deeds, and he had the Quran to him. And he is Rahmatul Alameen, a mercy to mankind. So I'll end this talk here, and in a future talk, I will talk more about the reason why we were created. But just remember that we are not God. We will never be God. His soul is kept separate. We are created from His spirit. The whole universe is created from His spirit. And we don't understand exactly these things. We don't even understand our own spirit and soul to us. But just know that we do have a soul, and God talks about it in the Quran to us. And we do have a spirit as well. And if we sin, we break it, and we lose our spirit, and we become despondent and sad. So try to be happy, try to follow the law, try to be pious, and you will achieve felicity in the hereafter if you believe in one God with you. If you pray regularly to Him, He will keep you in His thoughts to you, and He will guide your heart, because He guides the heart of a believer. Jazakallah khair.